We are back at it again with Spider-Man Bloodlines, the story where Peter Parker's son becomes Spider-Man, and part 3 ended with a bunch of robotically enhanced Avengers preparing to attack Ben, Tony, Riri, and Faye. And in issue 4 we pick up with Cadaverous' newly resurrected love, Minka Tross. Cadaverous explains what's going on to her and what he's done, but she doesn't like it. Something has gone wrong. She feels herself changing as she asks what's happening to her. After that we go back to the heroes. The now evil robotic Avengers attack them as they try to make a run for it, but Tony is quickly grabbed by Thor and Riri is thrown into a nearby river by the Hulk. Ben then puts on his mask and tries improvising with Faye. They climb the nearby Thor statue where Ben webs Stormbreaker to the statue. When Thor pulls Stormbreaker back, it causes the statue to break and momentarily distracts the undead god of thunder. Meanwhile, back with Cadaverous, Minka is rapidly transforming into something, while Cadaverous explains what's happened since her death. He explains that Howard Stark shut down the project, and so he dug up her body and preserved her so he could continue their work. Eventually, when the Parkers took over the project, they perfected the key inside of a single creature, a spider. Eventually, Cadaverous made the connection between the spider and Spider-Man, which led to his attack that day 12 years ago. It was all for a sample of Spider-Man's blood. It proved that Peter was the key to bring his dear wife back from the dead, but she isn't really. It's clear now that she's transforming into a spider-like abomination. She pulls— Wait, hold on, let me just interrupt you real quick. Holy f***, that's ugly. Okay, back to the story. She pulls Peter out of the pod to try and find a cure quickly, but he's lost too much blood, so they decide that they should go after Ben because the key is in his blood as well. Going back over to our heroes, Undead Steve is about to kill Tony, but Riri gets her Ironheart armor and stops him just in time. Between her suit and Ben's spider powers, they're able to turn the tables. Faye also helps out a bit by spray painting Black Widow before the undead spy is crushed by debris. After discovering that his undead robotic Avengers let him down, Cadaverous' wife says that he failed again. She brutally rips into him, now as a fully giant spider. She then takes Peter's body to set a trap for Ben before we switch back over to Ben himself, who pleads for Tony to help him. But Tony is more worried about his old friends who were being controlled by his own Stark neurochips. Faye then sees a news report on her phone, a giant web on a bridge where Peter is being held hostage. Ben says that he has to go save his father, despite Faye begging him not to. So he swings over to the bridge and lands on a web where he calls Minka super fugly, while Aunt May, Cadaverous, Tony, and Riri watch him on TV. The robotic minions then return and attack Ben while police choppers attack the Minka spider creature. Meanwhile, Peter yells and begs for his son to run, mirroring the first issue of him telling MJ to run. But Ben tries to reassure him that he's got this, but unfortunately he's still a rookie, and is quickly overwhelmed and defeated by the minions, while Peter desperately watches. And sadly that's when this issue comes to an end, but let me know in the comments down below if you want to see what happens next in the finale.